Greetings, everyone. I am not at a theme park. However, this is a bigger day, a bigger event. I'm outside of the Artagon, and in a couple short minutes, probably more so like an hour or so, I'm going to be in that theater because we're going to go see Infinity War. And I think this is probably the best time to do a movie review. I really want to talk about Infinity War. I really want to go see it. I really want to go talk about it. But there's some other things that we should talk about. Let's talk about the backstory. Let's talk about the actual Infinity Gauntlet. I'm talking about the comic book by Jim Starlin way back in the day. So if you guys have not read this comic, let me kind of give you a little bit of backstory of what and why this is a big event. This may not always be the best choice, but I think this is probably the best spot to get some breakfast before we do some Infinity War. So why is this a big event? Why is Avengers so important? I'm gonna tell you why. So again, everything with Thanos, I don't need to rehash it, especially when it comes to the gems that comes with the Infinity Gauntlet. But keep in mind, if you've never read the comic of the Infinity Gauntlet, you absolutely should, as it is the most important comic book, aside from Dark Knight Rises, to be released in recent memory. I know this isn't the most healthiest meal, but I think it's the most perfect lighting from where I am. So let's talk about the Infinity Gauntlet. Definitely probably one of the most important comic books in the 90s. And it really revolves around Thanos getting the stones, getting the Infinity Gauntlet, and almost becoming the most powerful entity in the universe. But what's his plan? Why? Why does he do it? Well, he does it for one reason, and one reason only, and that is to gain the attention and the love of Death. And Death is personified as a woman, and she wants nothing to do with Thanos. Like, absolutely nothing. So all of this was for her affection, as far as, you know, control of the universe. So without trying to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the spoiler territories of the comics, because I definitely want everyone to go out there and read it, and go to your local comic shop, support your local comic shop, and read this book. I think it's very, very important to know that see, Thanos, he's a very weird and tragic character. Not a very one-dimensional character. He has a very, like, a lot of different varying attributes to him. But one big thing is that he's a very flawed character, and that flaw is the only person who could defeat Thanos regularly is Thanos himself. Thanos is more or less a victim of his own ego and hubris, is that he continuously goes well beyond his means, and he ends up defeating himself, or at least exposes a weakness that allows himself to lose in a consistent rate. That is the most biggest tragedy ever. So I'm excited about seeing how they're going to portray certain characters. Now, I'm not going to be able to see Silver Surfer. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to see Adam Warlock, who plays a major part as far as like the Thanos storyline, because see, with Thanos you also get Adam Warlock, and Adam Warlock, who was stuck in the Soul Gem, has got to learn and understand who Thanos is. In fact, it was Adam Warlock who discovered the weakness of Thanos. But you spend so much time in somebody's mind, you typically just know them better than they know themselves. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of characters. Well, see, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, they weren't really involved the first time because it was a huge space battle to take down Thanos. Because he like snapped his fingers, and half of the heroes of the universe disappeared. Like, they're all gone. They're disappeared. Nobody can find them. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to see how they kind of play this out, because I don't think it's gonna be a giant space battle. And also Thor isn't a regular man who can turn into Thor. So that's gonna be a little different. So let's see what happens. And if it happens the way I have it in my mind, it's going to be a good movie. The book, very, very good. Very, very, very good. But it's a long, long drawn out story. Infinity Gauntlet isn't just like one section. It's a long, long, long piece of book. So we'll get to that here very, very soon. But first, let's eat. All right, let's go in. By the way, if you haven't been to the Artagon since it closed, they have this giant like dividing fence right here. So you can't go in or peruse anything. I mean, all is left is just the Cinemark Theater right here. All right, I got my ticket. I'm going in the theater. I'll be back with my initial thoughts of the movie. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Before we go into discussing the movie, I want to do a quick look around Bass Pro Shops, because I haven't been in a Bass Pro Shops in quite some time. By the way, if anybody wanted some Crocs, like some camouflage Crocs, well, they serve them for 40 bucks. These might be my size. Also, take a look at the fishies. Take a look at the fishies. Oh, look at the fishes just swimming around. Look at this guy with his big eyes. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. You have like the biggest eyes I've ever seen. This is cool. They actually have an archery range. This tiger and this bear in the background. But if you go here, you can actually test your bow and arrow like right through here. That's really cool. And also check this out. They got like an actual like shooting range. Now they have this in Vegas, but it's pretty cool that you can like pay 50 cents and you can play with the little targets here. It's pretty cool. So I want to talk about Infinity War. I don't want to go into spoilers yet, but I do want to talk about it. I think the biggest thing to know is this. If you have read the book, if you have ever read the book, if you have ever read in the Infinity Gauntlet series, or even in, like just Infinity Gauntlet by Jim Starlin, if you ever read that, man, is it right on the nose. That's just my general feeling about it. It is by far the most accurate from book to screen movie I've seen from Marvel to date. Now again, you're talking about like Age of Ultron, you're talking about Avengers, 10 years of Marvel movies, and they've taken the source material, changed it, altered it to something much, much different. So one of the big arguments that a lot of comic book fans have about the Marvel movies is not like the book. It's not like the book. Captain America was a big example of that. Iron Man, Thor, just everything. Like, they took pieces, they've changed it to where it does fit. And so the conversation of is it like the book gets thrown out pretty easily and pretty quickly. This movie, however, this is literally going to end the conversation from comic book fans and movie fans, and I think this movie does a really good job at bridging that gap together. If you have yet to read Infinity Gauntlet, do it. Like, do it now. Like, get out to a store, buy the book, buy the trade, read it. It's not going to give too much away, but if you've seen the movie and you read the book, it leaves you very, very hopeful what comes next in the Marvel Universe. This movie was fantastic. It was fantastic. And for a comic book fan like myself, you did no wrong. This movie was a perfect comic book to movie transition. Absolutely beautiful. So I give this movie 10 out of 10 for that. I am very, very happy for what's next. So thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe button, baby. I'm out.
Make the ground shake.